right, it's a toss-up really between which is more fun, the cooking or the baking center. I just love them both, but we've got an awesome cooking center here. First, let's start with cooking ingredients. Now, again, you know, as you've emptied out all the food from your cupboards and you've got this sea of food, you've got to look at it and decide what goes where. So as you look at your food, think about, what do I cook with? Well, Kathy cooks with olive oil, and she cooks with herbs. Now, by the way, let's talk for a minute about herbs and spices. In the bake center, we put spices. Those are like cinnamon and your ginger, your pumpkin pie spice, you know what they are. And then an herb that would go in your cooking center would be more like your oregano and your rosemary and your thyme and your garlic and all that jazz. You don't make a pie, a cherry pie with oregano, and you don't make a meatloaf with cinnamon. Or if you do, I want to hear about it. But anyway, that's what you do then, is you decide what goes where. You look and say, I bake with this, I cook with that, I bake with this, I cook with that, and then that tells you where things go. So we've got all kinds of nice vinegars, and we've got cornstarch and breadcrumbs and so on, rice. It's pretty self-explanatory. So keep in mind then, as you look at your food, that it's just really that simple. I cook with this, it'll go in the cooking center. I bake with that, it goes in the baking center. Now, part of a cooking center is a lot of utensils and probably a bit of cookware, pots and pans and all that. Kathy's stovetop is right here, and she's got nice big cupboards underneath. So we went through and we pulled out the best of the best cookware. We got rid of quite a bit. How do you decide what cookware to keep and what to get rid of? If it's rusty, if it's badly dented, and if it's aluminum, uncoated aluminum, it ought to go. If it's stuff you just simply do not use, obviously, you know, it ought to go. And another thing to think about is one-use items. For instance, why, especially if you're short on space, why would you give space to a hot dog cooker when your barbecue grill or your microwave or a pot on the stove can do the same thing? And so watch for single-use items. If you're tight on space, out they go. So then in this cupboard down here, two great big shelves, and we've got our big griddle. Look at the pots and the pans, the best of the best. And they've got matching lids. We've got a nice lid holder here. So we've grouped and stored like items together. Everything she needs to cook with. Also, she's got three big beautiful drawers here. And we then found some containers to hold some cooking utensils. We've got our pot holders, and isn't everybody just loving silicone? So she's got her pot holders right near where they're used, and she's got her silicone cooking stirrers like this. I didn't let her keep everything. Remember the law of household physics? You can't keep everything. That's not the point. We're looking for the best of the best. And that's what's in this drawer. Now, we talked about utensils. There's cutting utensils, serving utensils go in tableware, cutting go in the cutting center. We had bakeware utensils, and now we've got cooking utensils. It puts some rhyme or reason into how you arrange things. This next drawer, more cooking utensils. Remember, this is like a test kitchen. There's a lot of photo shooting and filming that goes on in this kitchen. So Dan and Kathy need a lot of utensils. You probably won't need that many, but because of the work they do in the kitchen, they have to have duplicates of a couple things. Wire whisks you can see, and some ladles and spatulas and so on. I only let her keep the best of the best. You can only keep the best of the best. Only according to the amount of space you have, the law of household physics. So we've got duplicates, wire whisks, some ladles and spatulas and so on, according to their needs. And that's how you'll arrange your kitchen, your cooking center, according to your needs. And remember that law of household physics, only so much will fit in a specific space and still give you order and control.